Hi.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, scoot up here.
As per our usual, we're
In a new place.
in a new place.
And
We're balancing ourselves on
a refrigerator.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally sitting on a freezer. We got a suitcase over on this side. We got all sorts of stuff going on. How's everybody doing today? All right. Very cool. As you're checking
All right.
Hey-o.
Very cool.
As you're checking in, let us know who's here. Say hello.
Yes, say hello.
And yeah, we'll just go on and get started. Oh, Mom T, hello.
Hi.
Um,
Well, I guess we should rewind because so we didn't do Tuesday.
We did not do Tuesday.
Because we had a very, very big week, which is an awesome week.
Yes.
We were teaching theater all week.
Yeah.
We were teaching theater all week. It was awesome.
It was incredible.
It was a very interesting experience because we were all masked.
And distance.
And
like
distance.
And you can't
acting,
touch and you can't.
So we're acting with half of our face.
Yes.
But it was still very good and productive. And
yeah.
I think they had a good time.
It was really, really exciting.
Mm-hmm.
And I talk about it a little bit in the refinery episode that's coming out tomorrow, but I felt like it was this kind of revitalization of this thing that we've really been, it's like it keeps like breaking new barriers in this revival, I guess, of my passion for theater and for art in general, but specifically for theater, because it was really focused around theater and a little bit of film and TV.
Right.
But it was really awesome.
I loved it.
Yeah. It was.
And it's always cool when you teach whatever it is that your craft is to someone. It sort of like ignites that spark again because you have to go through the process and relive.
Well, I think not just what your craft is. Hopefully, your craft is your passion. But I think that that's so important that it's what your passion is. And sometimes in teaching and in talking about it and in talking about why it means so much to you, you end up finding this really awesome love for it again. It's kind of crazy.
I know.
Yeah.
I had a great time with you.
Yeah. I had a great time watching you.
Oh, same, bro.
It was just,
it's a very big turn on when you see your other half do like what they're most passionate about or what they're so talented at doing and then like teaching it to someone else.
Yeah.
It's obviously amazing when I watch you on stage, but then to see you really talking to these kids and like opening their minds and like really it's so inspiring.
Well, I agree.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Then in the middle of that crazy week, we had an anniversary.
We did. That's what these flowers are for. These flowers right here.
This was our
She made this bouquet.
I did.
Walker, if you're watching this, she did this.
I was channeling you.
She literally was like, I need Walker here. Say hello over in the comments if you're popping in. I see the numbers kind of bopping around. So say hey. Let us know you're here. But yeah, we had our 7-year wedding anniversary.
Which I laughed because I was like, isn't this one called the 7-year itch?
And I never knew about the 7-year itch.
And I didn't really understand it. I assumed it was something like, oh, you're annoyed with each other, but
yeah.
But I'm not annoyed with you.
That's good. That is great.
But apparently it was supposed to happen this year.
Yeah, it was supposed to happen. You're supposed to, be like, I'm not sure if you can, as it was explained to me by the lady at the cash register at a grocery store. She said, At Fresh Market, she said, you love your wife? I said, yeah, I do. She's my best friend in the world. I'm like, of course I love her. She goes, you ain't got to worry about the itch. You got nothing to scratch.
Oh, that's
And I was
cute.
like, oh, okay. I like that. I like that a lot. But yeah, 7 years, just a marriage, because we've been together for coming up on 11 years.
Yeah. Which is crazy.
Right.
But 7 years, in a weird way though, it does, it does feel like 7 years, but it really doesn't. 7 years is a long time.
Yes.
I forget all the life we've lived in those 7 years.
That's
like I don't forget it, but I'm like,
oh, you? I 100%
like to take in what 7 years
Melissa,
was.
I forget it
Yeah.
all the time. Yeah, I definitely forget the fact that, because what'll happen is you'll remind me, and obviously we'll get into New Year's here in a second, but you'll talk about, oh, well, remember where we were on this New Year's, remember where we were on this New Year's.
Yes.
And I'm like,
oh my God. That's why I love celebrating and like marking
yes
days and moments with even just like, I don't know, a toast or like whatever. But I love going through milestones and going back through the years of like where we were. Like we had this conversation, like where were we for what anniversary? And we were like, okay,
where were we
our first year anniversary, we were in Vegas.
That was
we've been in LA
for 1 year.
Yeah, we've been in LA. We've been in New
wedding
York,
anniversary.
Wedding anniversary.
Been LA, New York, Disney.
All the Disney moments. We go to Disney a lot to mark milestones, but
specifically our anniversary.
Yeah, you're right.
Just because that's where we literally honeymooned in Disney World. Because especially because
oh yeah,
well, we
this
love
is very yeah.
But we had been. Oh hey. We had been on tour with Pink, and
had been all over the world that year.
In Europe for 3 months, Australia for 3.5, 4 months, and
there was like nowhere we hadn't gone in those 2 years, and I just was tired of running around, and I missed you, and I missed the girls and us just being together.
Yep.
So we were like, where
can we go where things are just going to be taken care of, and we don't. Like, it's not about getting on a flight and doing this and doing it. That was just like,
I didn't want sophistication anymore. You know, I wanted fun.
Yes. And that was what we did to celebrate last year's wedding anniversary.
Yes.
Because
Disney World.
We were in Disney World.
We were in Disney World last year.
Yeah.
Like, we celebrated New Year's. I think we were there roughly for a week. We celebrated New Year's Eve at Disney World as well.
Yeah.
And New Year's Day.
That was the first time, though. Do you remember we celebrated New Year's Eve and we were at Disney World and we didn't go anywhere?
I know.
We sat in our hotel room.
Pizza.
Yeah.
And
it was the best. And we watched all of the fireworks because they have it on a little, on the TV in the room. They go through all of the park's celebrations and you can watch them. And we were like, you know what? I don't want to be out and about tonight. I wanted
to be with the girls too.
Yeah.
We were like,
that's really important.
If we're out, we won't be with them. So I think we had a really nice dinner at the Brown Derby. and
then we ordered a late night pizza because we got hungry for second dinner, as you do. It's just part of it.
As you do at Disney, you have to just eat all day and all night.
Yeah.
That was really fun.
And this year,
had you broken your toe?
I had not broken my toe yet.
So we've sort of explained this.
I think I've talked about it. Yeah.
Right. But this last year's vacation, which was the last vacation we've gone on because then the pandemic hit. But we went to Disney for a week, right after Christmas, and we love to do that time period there. And I think it was the next night, I think, that you broke your toe.
Sure was. I think New Year's Day.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was, if you don't know about this is what? Just looking at the timestamp, around 8 minutes, 45 seconds. You can check it out up here in our Scary Stories playlist from this Halloween, where we met our zombie neighbors. And it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. That toe just went askew and astray and off on its own little journey. That piggy went to market, and the rest of us stayed home eating pizza.
Either way. So it's the time of the year where I guess this is what I wanted to get into today. The time of the year where we're all making resolutions. And I remember a few months ago, you were you said something, I forget how, I'm paraphrasing in a bad way. But I wish that I could not just on New Year's make resolutions. I wish I could just every once in a while check in and stick to my plan.
Yeah.
Why on this one day do we decide we're gonna, I don't know.
Well, we've kind of talked about this, I feel like in general, a lot on Part of Love. is that we're not really big on the absolutes across the board.
Yeah.
And I think that those absolutes sometimes are useful. Sometimes having rules for your life, things that are necessary, are really useful. But sometimes they can be an impediment against, growth and change and those things. And so when we only focus on a resolution on New Year's, like you can change on a Wednesday in April everything that you want, and you can start moving forward. It doesn't take the new year. Now that seems like a big moment for a lot of us. So if that works for you, let us know in the comments or down in the comments below. Like, do you find that your New Year's resolutions are useful or almost distracting?
And if you have New Year's resolutions that you don't mind sharing, put them in the comments, because I'm always curious about, what your goal is, what people's goals are.
Yeah.
I was thinking about mine today a little bit, just because I was like, Angelina, don't do this, so cliche. And I was like, no, do it. Like I do mark the milestone, and I would like to be more open about like always being open to change. But I was like, okay, well, when in Rome, right? It's New Year's Eve.
Hi, Chat.
Hey, Chat. But I'd like to be a little more selfish this year. And they say that a lot, but I haven't done it in a good way. Or not selfish, but I haven't put myself first in situations that I should. And I'm going to work on it. And I've been continuing to try to work on it all this past year. And I'm a little bit better.
Yeah.
But I'm going to keep trying.
I like that.
Because I got to take care of me if I'm going to take care of you.
Oh, that's very sweet. Well, I say until then, take time. Take time to take care of yourself.
I know.
Let me take care of you a little bit. That's
You're
okay.
my biggest cheerleader.
I'm doing what I can. I've got the pom-poms in the skirt. Like, why not?
You look great in them.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what my resolution would be. Hey, Josie.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, everybody's here. I don't know what my New Year's resolution would be, because again, I feel like I go through it, and throughout the year, do you ever have those times where you just wake up, you not necessarily wake up in the morning, but you wake up out of your experience? Like you wake yourself up and you're like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, why am I doing why do I feel like this? Why am I being like this? Why am I like, I want that. And that's what excites me about this year. What excites me about this year in general, and 2020 obviously has been a rough year for a ton of people. And we are very, very fortunate that even though it has been incredibly rough, for us and for our community, it's still been something that I don't look on 2020 as the year that world stood still, or the year like that doesn't, it feels like a lot
of good came from this year.
Yeah. And
a lot of good change came from this year. Didn't mean it was easy.
No, but that change is, I'm so excited about this coming year, not because it's not 2020 anymore, because again, I don't feel connected to that linear timeline kind of focus. But I do love the idea that a lot of other people do feel that way. Therefore, that energy may be useful for mine.
Right.
It's however we can continue propelling ourselves forward as a group is great. And the best thing that I think we can do is, whether you do it on New Year's Eve or a Wednesday in April, just to keep pushing yourself. And I give my New Year's resolutions, my today's resolutions that I've been working on, that I'm working on, that are my main focus right now in tomorrow's episode of The Refinery. So I don't want to give them away here, because
secrets.
You gotta check the episode. Check it out.
I like
it's a really good one.
Oh, okay. New Year's resolution. My New Year's resolution is to be healthy and have a positive mindset, and to not go through a year like this one.
Fair.
Fair. But let's talk about that. So we touched on it, but 2020 was rough for a lot of us. in a lot of different ways. And we're still struggling.
Ways.
And I guess I don't like when people are like, well, thank God 2020 is over. It's not over, you guys. Like we're in the new, still crazy, nothing is over.
Yes.
We don't really know if we hope this vaccine works. Barely anyone has gotten it yet. Still people are millions and millions of people are unemployed. Businesses are shutting down. There's a lot of things going on, but there's also a lot of beauty still happening too.
Yeah.
I've watched like families that have had to move in together become so close and beautiful. I've watched even our little family of 4 of us just loving every day that I get to be with you guys, working from home and being together. A lot of parents, I know, I can't imagine, because I can't speak for everyone, are like so tired because they're doing homeschool and working from home.
Yeah.
But I know it's bittersweet, I think, for a lot of people, because they're going to be sad when those kids go back to school. Like, I was talking to my girlfriend, and she's like, it is an exhausting full-time job. And at the same time, I get to be there during these special moments of school that, like, when would this ever happen?
Yeah.
It could all go back to normal next year. And I'm so grateful I had this time. So I don't know.
I think what's kind of terrifyingly beautiful, the silver lining to some of this, is one of our best friend couples, they had their baby in October of 2019.
Right.
And he was a working actor, he's a Broadway actor. And all of a sudden, and they both are, but he was literally in a show at that time. And everything shut down. And I remember talking to him when our tour shut down, and I just thought, oh my God, like that, what is that going to feel like? That must be so scary. You have a newborn baby. And now something beautiful happened where, yes, our business is shut down, but their family has figured out a million different, what are our other skills? How do we grow and change? And they've developed a whole other business. In addition to sharing, we actually were working with them on this project that we just did, and on this teaching that we were talking about, and on this next project of ours.
But they got to spend that.
But they got, more importantly, he got to spend his entire first year and a half with his little baby boy, and he didn't miss any of those moments because he was working, or he had to go to the show, or like there have been odd silver linings. I feel like some people that we know who have lost people to COVID, or just lost people in general over the year of 2020, have also made that time so important. I mean, how many of us saw family more this year than ever before, even if it's just over FaceTime, even if it's just over, there's an element of this year that I can't speak for anybody but myself, but was necessary. It was necessary for me to have to slow down and to have to stop going with the flow.
Yeah.
To stop just doing the things that, everything's moving along pretty fine.
I will say this, like, we were going at such a high speed train, and I didn't really realize it until our show got shut down. Obviously, like all the shows did. And I almost felt like, I kept telling you, I feel like I'm having like slowly unraveling, like in a good way, but I didn't realize how fast our train was going, and now I feel like I'm almost like revitalized, like I'm ready to go again.
Oh,
but it really did take that whole time until now, from March, for me to feel like I'm super ready to go back.
Yeah.
Like, whatever back is, or forward, I guess forward, but
back to work
of sorts, I don't know.
It's going to be exciting. And that's been crazy.
Yeah. And let's touch on one more thing. Like, aside from COVID, so many cool things happened in the world this year. Like,
yes.
BLM, and I don't know. I think we all came as a country like to a realization, and we have a new awesome president. Like, that's so crazy. And I don't know, just a lot of good things, a lot of eye-opening things like culturally for people happen this year. Really hard conversations just started. I'm not saying we've come to like a resolution, but we're beginning to speak about these things that we like kept in the dark, I think like improper to speak about.
Yeah.
And we're talking about it.
I think we're talking about it, social things. I think that we're talking about personal things. I think that conversation was a big part of this. And I guess that's what I'm saying is connection. Connection is the thing that I think grew for a lot of people this year. And obviously there's also a lot of disconnection and, there's all sorts of things going on. But I think overall the connection was the big thing.
Yeah. And sorry, one more thing.
Yeah.
If you didn't have an opinion about these things, I think now you've at least begun to formulate your own opinion. Because a lot of times, I feel like I used to float through life until you started reading me the news a couple years ago and really being what do you think about this? Because I used to be I don't know what I think about this. I have too many things to worry about besides the news. And I realize now that I'm at an age where I can appreciate how everything truly does affect us all individually. That big picture we're responsible for that.
Yes.
And I don't know, it's been this year, it really clicked for me.
I agree.
And I owe that very much to you.
That's very sweet. Well, you read me your news every morning.
I do. I'm
obsessed. It's very cute. She has her little phone and her coffee and she's like, oh, so Congress is doing this today. And it's like a little old man with a newspaper and a coffee.
I love it.
No rollers.
Should we go to the comments?
After for chat, we had Josie. Yesterday, I saw your TV movie on French TV. Beautiful Christmas film, very romantic.
Fun.
That's so cute. I love it. You saw Snow White Christmas? Hey-o.
Cute.
For chat, I'm so sorry.
Oh,
I know,
so sorry.
Well, I'll take a little minute and send you some love.
It's never easy.
No, not at all. But I'm guessing just having running through the comments that you've made on here before and the energy and the love that you seem to have in the world, it seems like you're probably one to celebrate his life. And so I know there's a time for mourning and I don't know when exactly that happened, but I hope that
it still happens.
Yeah. I hope you're still into that.
Celebrate.
Yeah. It's a beautiful, beautiful life to celebrate. Because he brought you. He was part of bringing you into the world. And we really dig you.
Although I could go for some of that brandy someday.
Come on. We got to figure it out. We got to figure out the travel schedules.
Right.
As soon as flights open back up. Come on now.
I am wondering what I'm going to be like the first time I get on a plane again. I think I'm going to have a full face shield. I'm going to be the mask face shield.
Yeah. I think
wipes.
I think we're going to drive across the ocean somehow, on a very long. Yeah. We'll get a boat. No, I think we'll just have to do one of those, just you drive into the ferry.
Oh.
A very big ship that I genuinely don't think
I'd be into that.
It's not a thing, but we should be able to do it. Carnival Cruise Lines can totally fit a car.
Can you take your car overseas, I wonder?
I don't think so. I don't feel like. I don't know what it's going to be like when we fly again. I just haven't been around that many people.
No.
At all.
Yeah. I don't know. Day by day.
Yeah.
Day by day for everybody.
Yeah. Well, hopefully soon we'll all have vaccines and not have to worry about it.
Totally.
New strain, old strain, all good.
Totally.
Yeah.
Please be safe tonight, everybody, because
Yes.
I don't know what your plans are. Ours are homemade Chinese food and watching the ball drop on TV and doing a little,
It's going to be awesome.
Spotify dance. We'll send you photos. But what are you guys doing? Let us know in the comments.
Let us know down
you
there.
have probably a cooler party going on.
And if you just popped in, let us know your New Year's resolutions or just your in general today resolutions, your hopes, your thoughts for what you want to do moving forward
in
life. Oh, we got Kelly.
You guys doing any fun New Year's cocktails? Oh, good question, Kel.
That's a smart
We
question.
haven't even we've been so busy, but I'm thinking, okay, you're going to appreciate this. Colt hasn't made it this year yet, but I think you should make it today. I got rosemary for this reason.
Simple syrup.
He does a really nice rosemary simple syrup, and then we basically do like a French 75 with that simple syrup. So if you don't know what that is, we use St. George gin, and then we use your simple syrup, lemon juice, and then you top it with champagne. It's so good. But that really, rosemary really nice. Makes it.
Yeah. And sometimes you can do a little, if you were to, you could also do a cranberry kind of muddle and then put it through a little thing.
Strain situation.
Yeah, that's more of like a Thanksgiving cobbler kind of feel, but like Thanksgiving dinner.
I'm feeling like a spritzy situation.
I love it. So that's probably what we're doing. The old
on top
French
of an eggnog
75.
too.
Oh yeah, and
first
the homemade
we'll start
eggnog.
with an eggnog. Do you want to? You don't have to share your recipe. It's top secret.
I'll tell you. I'm going to tell you exactly how to make it because it still won't make much sense. So because I got the recipe originally from How to Drink YouTube channel. He makes an eggnog and it's very good, but he uses cognac and I'm sure that's great. We made it like that one time and she just wasn't as much of a fan. So the one that I make is also, it's very based around our lives, like what we have in the house.
Right.
It's a very
we've come up with different
eggnog
recipes
from the fridge.
Yeah.
So it starts with 2 shots of a whiskey, a rye, or a bourbon. I tend to like the rye.
I do too.
2 shots of that, and then it's supposed to, I think, just be a 1/4 ounce, but I do a 1/2 ounce of maple syrup and a 1/2 ounce of maraschino liqueur, and then put all that together. You put a whole egg, into your tin. And then
I was terrified at first.
Totally understandable. And you do what's called a dry shake, which is confusing because it's a wet shake.
Right.
It's wet. It's very wet in there, and there's an egg. But either way, you put the top on and you shake. Do a little dance, and then you open it back up, put ice in it, and do the same thing. Shake.
I'm gonna take a video of it if I can tonight because you have to shake it so hard that your booty does a little twerk.
Yeah.
Colt
it's not a twerk.
It's like a
shimmy.
It's a shimmy.
I would say it's like a booty shimmy. Lower half shimmy.
You'll understand.
You'll understand.
The video.
And then shake it again. So shake. Pour that into the glass. And then we do pumpkin pie spice, which is essentially like nutmeg, cinnamon, clove, all that stuff. Top it like that. And then you put cream, like heavy cream on it or milk. We use your Silk Soy Creamer.
I'm obsessed with Silk Soy Creamer.
And it's incredible.
It's amazing.
And so you top it with that, mix it up a little bit with a little stirring spoon, have a sip.
A little more pumpkin spice on top.
Enjoy your entire night because wow.
It's so good.
So good. It's very sweet. It's very good. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's good.
Thanks, Mom.
Kel, what are you drinking tonight? Probably something like lavender thyme, something fancy.
Yeah. What fancy drink are you making? We'll try and make something fancy.
We'll try and make.
I assume Fachette's making her brandy.
Oh yeah, she's probably beginning the yearly
Mom and
process
hubby celebrating. Tonight. Love that. Drink my favorite brandy. There we go. You should do a quick snippet.
I should in my
for
story.
Colt's cocktails.
You guys have been terrible on Instagram lately. I'm sorry.
Well, we haven't been terrible on it because we haven't been on it.
Yeah.
So that I guess is terrible. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Terrible.
Yeah.
But I will try and get the stories in tonight.
Yes. We're definitely going to do it. It's going to be awesome.
I'd like to wear some sparkly earrings tonight, even though we're staying in.
Yeah, well, let's do it.
I don't know if I want to get fully dressed, but I definitely should give you like a big old dangly rhinestone hoopy situation.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Nice.
All right. Well, then that's what we're going to do tonight. Yeah. And Angie's making her homemade Chinese food, which is no shit.
I've pretty much
Chinese food.
Mastered
it's the best fried rice I've had.
I won't lie.
Before.
Thanks.
And it's my favorite General Tso's because
if you don't know, we're not meat eaters. But Tofu and cornstarch, man, you can make that taste like anything.
Man. So sometimes, I think we've talked about it before. We do McDonald's night, which really means we're doing chicken McNuggets night.
Do you just crave chicken nuggets, but not the chicken part? Just like you just want to dunk something crunchy in barbecue sauce, basically, or ketchup.
Yes.
Like I think about Chick-fil-A and I just dream of the ketchup and the.
Kelly has a really nice bottle of peach wine that you're saving.
You're schmancy.
Come on. My roommate and I are making drinks and having wine and probably going to be in bed by 12:30. Oh, yeah.
Same.
Oh,
Same, bro.
Yeah. The only reason that we'll be up past 12:30 is or past 12 at all is just because the sugar from the drinks is going to keep us up. And then we'll pass out.
Oh, like I'm cutting off our sugar at like 8 because we'll be up till like forever.
One night. Okay, I only get one night.
I get so hot when we eat sugar late. I can't sleep.
And then she's like, I can't sleep in these clothes. And I'm like, join me. I sleep naked.
You do. And I sleep like bundled.
Yeah. She sleeps.
I have bad dreams if I sleep naked.
I understand that.
Do you guys sleep naked?
I have bad dreams when I sleep naked too. And I still sleep naked.
And I have to sleep with full butt underwear.
Ugh.
Like full granny panty. Not really. It's from Aerie, but still, like the full butt has to be covered. Yeah. Otherwise, I have bad dreams. Yeah. I can't sleep.
Yeah. Which is, I sleep naked or I sleep in a G-string because otherwise I have bad dreams. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't wear it like
You literally cannot. He can't even sleep with he can't sleep with anything on. No. I think in our entire relationship, you've fallen asleep with clothes on only when you've had a fever and you're sick.
If I'm sick, I have to bundle up.
He's wrapped up and we're like trying to get him to sweat. But that's the only time you've ever slept in clothes.
I cannot do it. Eggs Benny solves everything.
Oh.
We're doing a late brunch today. I'm making a brown butter sage hollandaise.
Oh,
calories don't count until 2021. Good. How dare you?
And
they definitely don't.
Kill for a Benedict because that's the one thing I don't know how. Well, not that I don't. I guess I could look it up, but I don't know why I feel weird about making a hollandaise sauce myself. I would love to know how you do that, Kel.
Yeah, that was
also like.
Yeah, you're like a real deal famous chef. So, we actually did. Oh God, a brown butter. I'm such a sucker. Brown butter. Brown butter sage. And I'm in. Doesn't matter what I'll drink it. Make it a drink, pour it in a cup, I'll drink it. Tell me it's a cocktail and I'll be like, fine, that's fine.
Right.
Cereal, I'm in. Brown butter sage Cheerios, I think they'd sell. Is anybody listening, Kellogg's? No, they're not.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4.
What? 1, 2, 3, 4. Very cool.
Nice.
I'm so stoked. I said this on the refinery, so you'll hear it again there if you watch it tomorrow. I am so excited for this year. I think this year is going to be a really big year.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to bring some real love and some real good. So I challenge everybody. I hope for everybody that you push yourselves to do those things that are scary, that you worry are out of your reach. Let's make that something that's going to be a big focus for Part of Love in 2021 and for the projects that are surrounded by Part of Love Productions.
I think a lot of people, it's become a little bit cliche, do something that makes you scared every day. They're like, okay, I'm going to jump out of a plane and I'm good. I mean, all great if that, I'm also scared to jump out of a plane and I'm not going to risk it.
Yeah.
But
you'll jump out of a plane that's on the ground.
Totally. But what makes me scared is, fundraising, pitching a business idea I've never done before. Just random things.
Writing your book.
Writing my book, like telling the truth to someone.
Oof.
Like
Oof.
those are the kind of things I think that we should all focus on in 2020.
Yeah.
Because good comes from those things.
Yeah.
So go scare yourself.
Go get him.
Go get him.
All right, you guys, happy New Year, a little bit early. But let's do like a quick countdown. 5.
Oh.
No, she's like,
no, let's start at
100, 99, 98.
Wait, let's do a cheers now, just with sober coffee. And tag us tonight. I want to see if you're wearing, close. If you're wearing something really fun, tag us.
If you're not,
I'm going to try
us.
and promise everybody that I will get the cucaracha eggnog shake on the Instagram stories.
Yeah, we got to see if I can get my shimmy girl dress.
Yes.
Out of storage.
Yes. And tag us. Let me see your outfits and your drinks. We love you.
Love you.
5,
4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year! Oh my gosh, you guys. And all acquaintance with and never draw to.